The gymnasium was packed with students, the air buzzing with excitement as prom proposals unfolded one after another. Flashy signs, roses, and cheers echoed across the floor. But in the corner, sitting quietly with her arms wrapped around her books, was Emily, a shy, soft-spoken girl who had always been the invisible shadow in the room. She wasn't popular, she didn't dress in fancy clothes, and she preferred hiding in the library to wandering the noisy halls. That evening, while others laughed and showed off, Emily only wanted to slip out unnoticed. But fate had different plans. Jason, the loudest boy in school and captain of the basketball team, strutted into the middle of the gym with his friends, pointing straight at Emily. The crowd fell silent. "Hey, Emily!" he shouted, smirking. "Why don't you come to prom with me?" The students gasped and turned. Emily froze, her cheeks burning. She could tell by the laughter behind Jason that this wasn't real. It was a setup. Her heart pounded. She mustered what little courage she had and whispered, "No, thank you." That one rejection, spoken so softly, set off an explosion of cruel laughter. Jason's friends hooted and clapped, mocking her. But the humiliation wasn't enough. Jason walked over, grabbed her by the sleeve, and in front of everyone, yanked at her shirt until the seam tore. Gasps filled the room. Emily stood there trembling, exposed and humiliated, tears stinging her eyes. For a split second, she wanted to run, to hide like she always did. But something inside her snapped. She had spent years being overlooked, mocked for her quietness, and underestimated. What no one knew was that Emily had been training in martial arts since she was 10. Her parents had enrolled her after seeing how isolated she was, hoping it would give her confidence. For years she practiced in silence, never once showing her skills at school. But now, with her shirt ripped and laughter piercing through her heart, all the discipline, all the strength she had held back came flooding forward. Jason leaned in with another smirk. "What's the matter? Shay girl. Cat got your tongue." Before he could blink, Emily planted her foot, turned sharply, and unleashed a perfect roundhouse kick. The sound of her foot connecting with Jason's shoulder echoed across the gym. He stumbled backward, crashing to the floor. Silence swept over the crowd. No one had ever seen Emily like this. The shy girl who barely spoke was standing tall, her eyes blazing with courage. Jason scrambled up, rage flooding his face, but Emily's stance didn't waver. Every student's jaw hung open, unsure whether to cheer or stay frozen in disbelief. One of Jason's friends tried stepping forward, but Emily's piercing glare stopped him in his tracks. It wasn't about violence. It was about respect. "Don't ever touch me again," she said, her voice steady, louder than anyone had ever heard it. For the first time, the bullies had no comeback. Jason lowered his eyes, nursing his pride more than his shoulder. The gym remained quiet until someone in the back began clapping. Soon, the applause grew into thunderous cheers. Emily didn't smile. She didn't bask in the moment. She simply gathered her books, adjusted her torn shirt, and walked out with dignity. But that moment changed everything. The days that followed were different. Whispers in the hall weren't mocking anymore. They were filled with awe. Some students even apologized for standing by when she was bullied. Teachers quietly admired the strength she had shown, not just in her kick, but in the way she demanded respect without lowering herself to cruelty. Jason, he avoided her altogether. And though he still had his group of friends, the laughter was never as loud again. His power had been broken, not by fists, but by the courage of a girl who had been invisible too long. Emily learned that night that her voice mattered. That standing up for herself didn't mean she had to become someone else. It just meant refusing to be broken. And as for prom, she didn't need the invitation of someone who mocked her worth. She went with her small group of true friends, holding her head high, knowing she had finally taken her place in the world. Final message for the audience. This story is a reminder that no matter how quiet, shy, or overlooked someone may seem, strength often lies hidden where no one expects it. Respect is not given by popularity. It is earned by courage. And sometimes, one moment of bravery can change everything.